Good evening, GCU. How you doing, Dr. Hunter? It's a pleasure to meet you. Being a student at Grand Canyon University has taught me a lot of things, preparing me to get into the education field. Three words that will stick with me throughout this whole process and throughout my whole career is learn, lead, and also serve. Learning so much about the GCU culture and the GCU lifestyle has taught me so much as being an educator. Those traits I would take with me into the classroom. Leading, when you're in the classroom, you have to be the leader. Your students must see you as the leader and will want to follow you. That's how those students will become better students and become brighter students. The word serve. Serve means to do anything that goes beyond the spectrum of just education. If it means to clean a toilet or go outside and help another student that's not your student to get the job done, that's serving. Meaning no job is too big or no job is too small in order for you to do. Those are three things that GCU has incorporated into the College of Education, and those are three pillars that I have learned by being a student here at Grand Canyon University. Um, One question that I have to answer is the ways in which teaching philosophy has developed and grown throughout my student teaching. I have learned so much by being a student teacher, just by sitting back and observing the classroom while my mentor teacher was teaching the class until it was time for me to become the teacher and take over that classroom. I learned that in the classroom, you must have the students' respect. Most teachers want to give just curriculum work and expect for the students just to do it, when they have to realize that some students come from one parent household, some students come from a diverse background, and those students want to see if you really care about them, if you really love them. And once those students see those things, then those students will run through a brick wall for you in order to get the job done. So my teaching philosophy has changed, meaning that at the beginning, before I became a teacher, before I started doing my student teaching, I thought that all students learn alike. I thought that all students was always motivated and that all students was always ready to get in the classroom and do that work. That's not the case. Some students you have to motivate, some students you have to break down walls and break down barriers in order to teach those students. So these are the things that I learned at Grand Canyon University, to have that Christian worldview approach of having compassion for the students and showing them that you love them. Technology has played a huge part in my role as becoming an educator. Kids today have technology at their disposal. They have their cell phone, they have the internet, they have computers in the classroom. They need to write a paper, they can go into the library and use Microsoft Word. They have spell check. There's a plethora of things that they have at their disposal in order for them to become great students in the classroom. And also technology is going to work well for me as a teacher. Right now we're in a pandemic and we can no longer see our students on a daily basis. So we're using the technology of Zoom. I'm using the technology right now of YouTube by speaking to my classmates and also to Dr. Hunter. So technology is always going to be a great asset to the students and also to the teacher. And technology is not going anywhere. It's going to continue to grow. When I was in school back in the early 2000s, late 1990s, I didn't have a cell phone. Now today, you go in the classroom, just about every student has a cell phone. If you ask them a question and they don't know the answer to the question, they can pull out their cell phone, ask Siri or ask Google, and they'll have that answer just like that. So technology is continuing to be on the rise, and it's going to continue to be, the backbone of the classroom, from using smart boards, from using the computers, from using iPads, and also the STEM program. A lot of kids want to get into technology, and they have the STEM program that's available for these students in order to advance to the next level. So these are the things that I learned while attending Grand Canyon University. And last but not least, I want to talk about Grand Canyon Christian Worldview. This is a Christian school, and it wants all students to succeed. So by me being at Grand Canyon University has taught me that, hey, compassion is the number one key in the classroom that I feel is important. Also promoting students to flourish. You might get a student at the beginning of class or at the beginning of the year who has no confidence, but by you breaking down those barriers and talking to that student and getting that student to just focus on one small task and then building that student up, then that student is steady flourishing in your classroom. So these are the things that I would take with me when I become a full-time teacher and an educator in the profession that I chose in being a teacher. I want to thank you, Dr. Hunter, for being a great professor and being my last professor here at Grand Canyon University. And I look forward to seeing some of my classmates at a future graduation or alumni day. Thank you, and y'all have a blessed day.